So following on from that little spline tutorial, I thought I'd do just a short whole time-lapse video for what it is. This is a par 3 that's recently been rerouted and put over the other side of the river. It's quite simple, like a lot of holes on this course, but hopefully with a decent amount of subtlety. So bunker front, bunker left, which means that we're going to have a pin around about here that I think will play nicely. Otherwise, the main feature, which I haven't touched at all, has been this false front, but was just there. The rest of the green, to be honest, I haven't done much any contouring really at all, apart from just around the bunker edge, and the same here. So all of this is what was there, which makes it quite a really nice natural green. So I was toying with some bunkers at the back, might look at those, but I kind of like the idea of just having a grassy mound and just this hole having quite a lot of space to play into. So most of this is going to be planting, apart from a little bit of surfacing stuff and sculpting on the greens just to carve out some pin positions. But that's really about it, and I thought I'd just record it and see whether there's any appetite to watch it. So yeah, enjoy. Couple of very quick thoughts on what we're doing in planting and things like that. So you've seen I've done the tree line. First of all, we have the multi-plants, which are just really useful for me to visualize a whole setting. So I kind of liked where those were. You want enough space for there to be light coming through onto these grasses for those to really pop. So we've tried to do that with shorter trees this side and allowing as much through as possible. You want to think about also kind of how the land works. So you'll see on so many of my playthroughs, I'm really talking about whether a hole sits naturally. Little things like we were doing all of this undulation work, and it's how can you make that spine blend into this, blend into this. So I'm doing sculpts all the way over here, really just to make this hillside make sense. So little things like that, that I think that really elevates courses, like things tying in. And I will still, like, this is far from finalized, but there's not really much sense in sculpting finally until you can see what all the planting and the grasses are like on top of it. We've had these oak trees go in the back. They're purely just to black out behind the main trees, but I'll do my main tree line predominantly focusing on the top where possible for this sort of a hole. I think that works quite nicely. And then I'll flesh out the underneath, and then it's just trying to get the colours to work. I'm getting there with the autumn colours. With this one, I thought it would be nice to dot in a couple of little bits of red behind as just like little accents. So from there, what we can do is I kind of want to get draw distance. So you'll see me popping back to the T just to see that the grass is still popping up. I'll do one layer first of all, and then we'll flesh it out with different colors. And really from here, it's just kind of working naturally off what you see. I've got a vision of roughly what the environment's going to be, but I haven't totally planned what's going to go where. And I know this is going to be a grassy hillside. I haven't worked out what we can do here, or this tee box will probably get done at some point, but might want to leave some space in case I want to lengthen that. That's really it. And then this side is probably going to be mostly grassy. I haven't thought about bushes or any sort of ground cover beyond that. I haven't really thought about this tree line and how close that's going to be or how it integrates with this hole. It will just be kind of a we work off what we see and what comes naturally. So yeah, popping back into the time lapse. So there we go, mid-length par 3 over the water. You've got the little paths going through that we might tighten up. A few bits of planting we'll still do, kind of detail stuff around tees and greens as we play test. But the most part of this one is done, and I think it's an interesting par 3. Hopefully enjoy. See you again soon.